What's up, y'all? It's me, Emma, the heavy metal lawyer. Let's make a cup of tea. I got this matcha set from my little brother. Shout out to him. First thing we're going to want to do is to sift the matcha powder. Just make sure that it is very finely grated and any clumping goes well in our tea. I've made it quite a few times without doing this and it does get quite clumpy, so definitely recommend this. I like mine on the stronger side, so I'm going to do about 2 grams. So I saw another music blogger I like a lot saying that she would only be posting 1 video this week, seemingly because she wants people to pay attention to the US and Israeli war against Iran rather than watching her normal content. And while I respect what she's trying to accomplish right there, I think she's getting 2 things really wrong. First, it's just not how the algorithm works. The content machine grinds on, and you are just a cog in that machine. And if you stop working, they're just gonna put in another cog. Like Uber drivers, YouTube and Instagram and all of these apps want you to think that you're like a small business owner. But in reality, you're the worker. You're creating the value for their companies, and they extract that value from you. What you get paid is just a very small fraction of what YouTube makes off of your content. Or in my case, nothing at all, as of yet. The second problem is that paying attention is not what is really needed in this situation. In an information economy, paying attention means consuming more media, and consuming more media feeds the beast. Especially in this new era of unfettered imperialism, where the US is bombing schools and barely making any effort to try to cover it up or deny it. Where at home, they are now murdering protesters in broad daylight. They aren't worried that you're paying attention. In fact, they want you to pay attention. I've tried with varying degrees of success to keep politics out of the music content I create, without hiding the fact that I have politics. And I won't pretend that metal doesn't have politics, or that politics don't affect metal, how it's created, what kind of metal is created, and so on. But the whole reason I started doing these videos was because music and my love for music gives me an outlet, a way to turn off my politics brain and just enjoy something in a really sensory way. I know lots of people who use music in a very similar way. These outlets keep us going. They make life worth living, especially when life feels precarious and uncertain. And metal has produced some amazing songs to take these needed moments to meditate, to self-reflect, to turn off your active brain. So I hope that some of you will join me today, especially if you haven't taken the time to do this in a while, if you're stressed by the news or just by life. And listen to some of these 10 tracks that I recommend if you like metal and want to get into some meditation. First, Bullskin by Windhand. This is over 30 minutes of hazy, immersive doom metal, with acoustic interlude and the haunting singing of Dorothea Cottrell. Number 2, Beast Atop the Trapezoid by Diocletian. I love genres like grindcore and war metal. In these genres, you can get lost in the sonic onslaught. It's almost like a sensory overload that reboots and cleanses your mind. But usually the tracks are not quite long enough to get into a trance or meditative state. Diocletian is one of the few I've found that is able to have these tracks go on long enough to achieve that kind of state without the music getting boring or dull. Number 3, Scar-Sighted by Leviathan. One of the most beautiful songs ever made in black metal. Just masterfully arranged into an ensemble of romantic misery. A great one to spin if you need to process some very ugly feelings. Number 4, Without End by Sun Worship. If it were socially acceptable to blast black metal on a warm summer day, sitting in a rocking chair on your porch with a glass of iced tea, this would be the song to do it. It's also the ideal song for doing it anyways, even though it isn't socially acceptable. Number 5, Icones del Fracas by Bok. I totally missed that Bok put out a new album last year. And they are one of my favorite death doom bands precisely because they know how to cultivate a murky atmosphere of grotesquerie without becoming boring or senseless. Number 6, Angel Tears by Pelican. Chicago natives Pelican know how to do loud, drony instrumental metal better than anyone else. And while they've put out many good albums, Australasia is the one I keep returning to, and especially this song. It is perfect for when I want to turn off my thoughts with some music that has no vocals, no words, just the instruments. Number 7, Reincarnation by Pagan Altar. The song for those moments, like when you're walking through a Renaissance fair and you're in your costume and you just get lost in the moment and you just feel so cool, just so in it. Number 8, Spiral Shadow by Kylesa. The best band at bringing a psychedelic feeling to metal without dampening the heaviness of it. The title track of the album, Spiral Shadow by Kylesa, weaves a Mandelbrot set of guitar riffs and soloing that will leave even the most straight-laced square mesmerized and in a trance. Number 9, In Time All Things by Huntsman. Another Chicago band. This one knows exactly how to use dynamic variation to make their loud parts sound louder and their quiet parts sound disturbingly soft. And the riddle-like lyrics are great, almost like a metal koan. Number 10, Beyond the Sun by Amebix. This is really good, by the way. Amebix was basically the band that got a lot of your favorite extreme metal bands to understand that you can play slowly without losing rawness, without losing grimness, without losing heaviness. A lot of their songs could have been on this list, but Beyond the Sun seems to fit the best. What are your favorite metal songs to meditate to? Please let me know in the comments and like and subscribe.